Tēnā koutou katoa e hoa no mai haere mai to what is the Week 3 recap for the New Zealand Fantasy Football Federation Association Premiership. So it's great to start off the recap with another loss to Andreas, who also finished behind Ben Tui in points scored for the second week in a row. So this is actually my second take at recording this because I had a couple of technical glitches before. But I just wanted to go over why Dre's strategy is particularly poor. So the reason why his team is particularly poor is because he's got no out-and-out stars on his team. He spread his budget quite thin, and he doesn't really have a core to depend upon for his team. So, I mean, Christian Kirk's probably the only guy that he can reliably say is consistently scoring. And everyone else is kind of streaky. The 1 week he starts Bateman doesn't go well, and then he's got Singletary, who had his first good week of the season. So he's making some poor choices, but in the end, it still wouldn't have helped him. So yeah, and then Barkley's just doing some absolute work for me. Crosby is doing some work, as well as Alex Anzalone. So Trade actually got nothing from his defense either. So a really poor showing all around. So not looking good for Dre as he's sitting down in 15th place in the bottom of her division. We've got Sam versus Gav. Sam has been getting the sweaty wins in every league he's in, well, that I'm in with him. He is sweating it out, but he is sitting there nice and pretty at 3-0. So you have no complaints there. His team's performing well. It is a bit unfortunate for Gav because he did outscore quite a few other people here. And his team's looking nice. Like Joe Burrow finally turned up to the party. Chris Olave with a big game. And some nice other contributors there. CD Lamb dropped an absolute wide open touchdown. That is a bit of a rip in the undies for Gav because he probably should have had that. Loses Bosa this week, which is unfortunate. Bit weak there on the defensive front, which is pretty much why he lost this matchup, as it was all offense for Sam. Devonta Smith balling out, Chase Edmonds balling out. Waddle has been consistent, and obviously he's got Jonathan Taylor. And he's lucked his way to getting Jeff Wilson as well. So, and he's still rocking D Jones at quarterback. So we'll see how long that lasts for. A good win there for Sam. And big win for Eli, sitting up there in 2-1. I think he's actually the highest scorer in the league. Unfortunately, he just had an unlucky loss last week, and he's dropping Andy to 3-0, which is unlucky, mate. Yeah, I mean, Andy's got McCaffrey, he's got Terry, he's got Cam Akers, he's got Pittman. He actually doesn't have that bad of a team, to be honest. Trey Hendrickson's coming out big. Like, this is a good score. He just got slightly beat out by James Robinson, who's just putting in work. Pollard, the things that man does in his second fiddle is unreal. Josh Allen's really carrying Eli to his big start. So Tua really let Andy down here with only 18 points. The start of the season is kind of the top teams being led by their top quarterbacks, as we'll see as we carry on. So we've got Caleb v. Clarence. Clarence with a poor showing here, having to start Jimmy G. And it's like having Eckler, Adams, Mike Williams, good core. Probably a bit weak on the his defense is not that bad. That's a rare stat line for Micah Parsons. Getting the disrespect. It only played. Do we have someone on the bench? No. Jordan Poyer's on the bench, but he was out, so looks like he didn't replace him. Higgins, Kelsey's just been goat-like. AJ Brown, Khalil Herbert, unreal. And that was pretty much just Khalil Herbert with a few other performances. Didn't need a big score to beat Clarence, so Caleb goes to 2-1. Xander just doing Xander things, scoring 117. Looking absolutely trash as usual, and Hamish taking the easy win there with his poor score. So not really a lot to look at, so we won't go into it, but Hamish is sitting nice at 2-1. Another low-scoring matchup, Cam getting the easy win over Jeremy to stay 3-0 and in that second place. Jeremy's team was surprising with Mixon and Chubb. Dobbs, I mean that's not really a smash. Mixon and Chubb is nice. Carson Wentz has had a bit of a poor week, and he's got Kareem Hunt, so he's got players there, but I don't know, is it enough to win? His wide receivers are quite weak, even though he's got Dobbs. I'm not confident that will be him week in, week out, and yeah, his defense could be a bit patchy. So on the other side of the ball, got some big performances from Jamal Williams with the 2 touchdowns. He'll be leading that backfield now. Cup's obviously a GOAT. Don't know what you're going on. Started Myers. Who do you have on the bench? Not much. That's fair. But enough to get the win. Who's that? Mark Andrews, GOAT. So with Cup and Andrews, that's providing some good consistency for Cam, but not looking like a lot is on his team. But he is 3-0. So first place, we have Gyro being led by Lamar, the GOAT, Jackson, and strong depth all around. You know, Zeke having a good game. CEH, Deontay, DK, and Joku, clutch play. Cortland Sutton, Josh Jacobs, DeMarcus Lawrence with 3 sacks, like humongous score. Pretty much every person in double digits. That's nice having Godwin, Garrett Wilson on the bench. Obviously, Isaiah McKenzie got a touchdown. We don't really want that on our team. And he's handcuffed that backfield quite nice with Pacheco. So Gyro's looking good. And who was that? Ben. Obviously, we know Ben auto drafted. So he's actually he outscored 2 people this week. So shout out Ben for keeping strong. Let's hope he can get 1 win this season like Shannon has in our championship league. And then we got Jamie getting us going 2-1 over Lloyd. So Lloyd's strategy is really not paying off with Delvin Cook, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones' strategy. That's a bit disappointing from Aaron Jones. You'd expect in a tight game he'd have a few more touches than what he did there. Maybe he did have a few touches, but that's a pretty lackluster score. And then on the other side of the ball for Jamie, like Jordan Hicks is looking good in that Minnesota defense. I mean, Snead for KC, whatever. Aaron Donald, the big game. Jeez, also had a big sack. Got Lazard King, a few people chipping in, but obviously, you know, Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, this is the core of this offense. So he should get some consistent production from them throughout. So if you take a quick look at the standings, see the divisions. It's got Sam leading the North, followed up by 3, 1, and 2 teams. We've got 2 teams in the South on 2 and 1, with Andy wallowing down there, followed by Clarence. We've got a 3-0 team there, and so we've got 3 divisions with a 3-0 leader. So yeah, Gyro's really looking strong at that top spot. Cam's looking not as strong, but he's still 3-0. So I'll take that over my 1 and 2. We'll pop into waivers quickly and see if anything's happened. I don't think we've had any trades yet in the Premiership. So Albert O for 0, fine for free. Petrie, that's probably a bit of an overpay, but when you're Ben, you're paying for anything. Jalen Warren, like that, handcuffing Harris. Craig Reynolds, he will have a role with, you know, Detroit have always used 2 backs. In this new coaching era, Melvin Ingram, that's all right. He'll be a bit hit or miss. Goff, fine. Holland, fine. I probably overpaid here for Mac Hollins, but I mean, waivers are so dry. What else am I going to spend fab on? Wise for 0 is fine. Yeah, so nothing. Zaire Franklin's probably a bit of an overpay because he's playing because Darius Leonard is out, but I mean, he's putting up good production, so as long as he's in the team, he's probably worth it. So not a lot to see here, really. No one's really ballsed up anything thus far in the Premiership, so there's not a lot to cover off. So, yeah, that's the state of the league at the moment. If we look at these current matchups, I've got Ben. That should be an easy dub for me. I hope it is. The battle of the 3-0 there, so only one team's coming out. Lower table matchup. and then we've got 2-1 versus 3-0. So we've got some big matchups happening this week, so should be good. And we've got Lloyd should take out Dre, no problem there. So let's jump on over into the championship.